Hello, Del. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you doing?
I'm okay.
Awesome. Your name is Leandro?
Yes, Leandro is my name.
Very nice to meet you, Leandro.
Nice to meet you too.
Are you from Brazil?
Yes, I'm from Brazil.
Awesome.
How do you know it? It's on my account or
No,
because
it's
of
not
my
on.
accent?
Oh, it is here, language Portuguese. No, because of your name. Only
Ah,
Brazilians put the last name, actually.
ah,
Most people
ah.
just put the first name, but Brazilians always put first name and last
Okay.
name. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's really different for us when we we are reading a name for a different country because of the order. For example, in United States, you usually to put first the last name and then the first name. For
Mm-mm.
example, if I am writing a email for you, I have to write your last name.
No, only if you're saying Mr. Wilson or something.
Ah, okay. If I say Mister.
But
Okay.
if you're saying dear Leandro Cabral, you don't say Cabral Leandro. No, I think in
Ah,
Italy they do that. In Italy and France, they put first the last name and then the first name.
good,
But
good.
in America, no. How
Okay.
did you learn English, Leandro?
So I have been studying English for more than 2 years.
Okay,
I started and stopped a lot of times during my life, but I've been studying without stop
mm.
for more than 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, part of the time with a particular teacher, part of the time by myself. The last year I could visit Canada for 2 months to study English, and during 2 months that I stayed there, studied English in that time
Studied.
and studied English
Hmm.
English in that time, and it helped me to be more confident, more fluent.
I'm sure. Yeah, it probably helped you a lot.
Yeah,
Do you feel like you learned also more grammar or the grammar you already knew before?
I I I like to practice more than is study grammar, and because that I know that I make a lots of mistakes about grammar. I can, for example, I know some people that know more than me about grammar, but not fluent, is not confident to speak. And when I was on Canada,
In Canada.
in Canada there is no option. I had to talk in English, and because that I tried. I know that I was making mistake, but I was all the time trying to talk, and it helped me a lot. So
That's a good
today,
way.
yes, today I think that the big problem for me is grammar. Yes, I have to study more.
Hmm,
No?
you haven't made. I don't think you have made any mistakes actually.
Oh, then
Maybe when it
it's
comes
a good news.
to yeah, maybe when it comes to different tenses, maybe you struggle a little more. For
Mm-hmm.
example, if I say, "What would you do if you knew that you will win the lottery tomorrow?" Question mark.
What would? What would if you knew that you will win the
What would
lottery
you?
tomorrow?
Oh,
Oh,
sorry. What would you do? What would you do? I didn't type
yeah.
it
What
correctly.
will you do if you
If you
knew
knew.
that we will win the lottery tomorrow?
Hmm. You
Yes.
understand this question?
Yes, I understand.
How
I
would you
would
answer?
I would I would invest this money on stock market because it's my job.
Mm. Ah, you
My
work for
job
the stock market.
is teach people how to invest in stock
Oh
market.
my goodness. That's a good job. It's
Thank you.
very scary, the stock market, isn't it? Well, to me, it's scary.
No, I there is a sentence that I like to say
Hmm.
is that you are scared, afraid about what you don't know. If you study a lot, it's not a problem. For example, if someone give you a airplane control and say go ahead, you will be afraid. But for a captain, a pilot, it's not a big problem because
Mm.
he knows what is what he is doing.
Right. Just let me correct. Afraid, not afraid. Afraid.
Afraid.
Good
Okay,
job.
good.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But I tried once because all of my friends were buying cryptocurrencies,
Mm-hmm.
and I tried, and it was so complicated. And you have to make an account with Coinbase and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, yeah.
And at the end, I'm like, I give up. And good, I'm glad I gave up because then everything crashed. Like all the
Mm-hmm.
currencies crashed. I would have lost my money.
Yeah. But in United States, it's really common people who invest in stock markets, and here in Brazil, no.
Yeah,
Here in
yeah, in
Brazil,
America it's common.
here in Brazil, almost 2% of population today invest in stock market.
Oh,
Just only two. I don't know in United States maybe 40%. No,
wow, yeah. Because people have their 401k, 401k.
401k. No, I don't know what's it.
This is their retirement, people's retirement funds,
Ah, okay,
what
okay.
they've been
Mm-hmm.
saving. So a lot of people to increase their 401k
Mm-hmm.
amounts, they invest. They use this money to invest. Many
Ah,
people.
good. Because that most part of the people invest in stock market.
And there's a lot of agencies and yeah, agents that can help you, do this
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing.
So good.
Do you work for an agency or do you have you how do you who pays you your salary? Is it each
Mm-hmm.
person who wants to learn from you or is it a company?
Yes, I have a course. I have a YouTube channel. Um, my my corporation is started on YouTube. I started to put videos on YouTube helping peoples and some people asked me about my course. How can they learn with me how to invest in stock market? So I made a course, and
In
today
Portuguese or in English?
in Portuguese. In Portuguese. It's my dream to make a course in English, but I'm not confident for to that
To that
uh,
point, yeah.
to that point. But I it's my goal.
I think you'll be
Uh,
able to achieve it. Just give it
oh
a little bit of time and practice.
yeah,
You'll be able to
yes.
do this.
Maybe I one of my plan is to stay for maybe 3 4 months on United States to take more confidence, more fluence, because sometimes I have to I I can talk with you, but sometimes I have to stop to think about the to choose some words,
It's
or
okay. It's normal.
I have to exchange the sentence. I'm trying to say something, but I have no vocabulary, so I choose another way to say the same words.
That's okay. You're
Uh,
resourceful.
yeah.
Well, you need to learn more vocabulary, of course.
Yeah,
But
it's more vocabulary.
you know,
I am reading book to get more
can you
vocabulary.
say that again for me? I am.
I'm reading book.
I need to correct this. I'm
Okay.
reading book wrong. You can
I'm
say
reading book.
you can say I'm reading a book
Okay. I'm reading a book.
or I'm reading books, but not I'm
I'm
reading book.
reading books. Ah, okay.
But it's the same
Okay.
in Portuguese. You need an article.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Why did you get confused with this? Un libro. How do you say a book?
Uh, um yeah, it's the same. In English there is no, in Portuguese there is no I'm reading book, or
There you
I'm
go.
reading a book, or I'm reading books.
Good.
Yes. Do you speak Portuguese?
I understand. I speak Spanish, so I understand Portuguese.
Ah, okay, okay.
So
Is
that's why I made you repeat the sentence to see if it wasn't just a little like slip of the tongue or something that you forgot to say. But you said it again wrong, so I was wondering why. But it's okay.
okay.
Now you know that
Okay.
either you say a and then singular, or you can say plural,
Mm-hmm.
but not singular with no article. You need the article,
Uh,
like in
but
Portuguese.
maybe it's for example, where I live here in Brazil, it's common people who say I'm reading book. It's wrong,
That's wrong Portuguese.
but
Yeah.
it's common because uh, for example, nowadays I think that I know more about English grammar than Portuguese grammar.
Mhm.
Because
I understand.
we study Portuguese grammar at the school, but it's not so important for me because I don't want to work with language, and I know how to speak in Portuguese. It's different. For example, now I'm trying to speak in English, so I have to understand the grammar, the language.
You know
It
what though? It really helps you when you know your own language well. It helps to learn a new language.
Yeah,
When
I agree.
knowing your own grammar helps you also to
Yeah.
learn a new language grammar.
But
But I have
English,
heard before that people in Brazil don't speak well sometimes Portuguese. Like
yes, it's
they do
really
whatever they
common,
want.
really common.
Mhm.
Uh, and but English grammar is really easier than Portuguese grammar and Spanish grammar. I'm
Exactly.
studying Spanish too,
Oh,
and
great.
oh, it's really difficult. Yes,
I wouldn't
English is
say.
simple.
Yeah, English is so simple. Like the grammar. I don't know why people think it's complicated. When they compare it to their own language, they realize it's simple. Only Chinese grammar is very easy. Um,
Yeah.
they don't have tenses. Everything is
Hmm.
in present tense.
But for me, the most difficult thing to speak in English was listening. Today, it's no longer a big problem, but
Good.
during the most part of the time, my big problem is listening. For I could read a book in English,
Good job.
but not understand someone speaking English.
It's very
Uh,
common. It's very
yeah,
common. Because English is not such a clear language. It
yeah.
has a lot of sounds.
Mm-hmm.
Even Portuguese is like it's
Yeah.
closed, a
And
little closed.
yes, Portuguese is a hard language.
Hmm.
We we have I don't know, point by point, a hard. And the English for me is a soft language.
It's soft. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Yeah,
and people just say everything together, so it's hard to see. Sometimes it's like hard to understand the
yeah.
sounds.
For example, uh, people from South South Africa, they
Mhm.
speak in English. Some like us.
Mhm.
The South Africa is a hard accent in
Mm.
English. For example, the letter R. When you say um, red, the color red on
Mhm.
South Africa, they say red, red.
I never met anyone from South Africa, but the ones from Ireland, they also say the r like they are.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hmm.
I totally forgot what I was gonna tell you. Okay, I'll remember because it's important. But one thing that I would like you to practice more, and this is very common for Portuguese speaking people. It's all the words that end with M.
M.
You've been saying the N because in
N.
Portuguese, this you don't say sim, you say sing.
Mm-hmm.
So don't it's not the same in English. In
Yes, I
English, you
know.
do have to say the M. So I
Mm-hmm.
know it's difficult because of the accent thing and everything, but try
Mm-hmm.
to practice a lot. Some,
Mm-hmm.
them,
Them.
team.
For letter N, N, two, no? N.
Yeah,
Some,
I guess so. Oh, I
soon,
remember
still
now.
soon,
Sorry. I just
still
remember
soon,
what I needed to tell you. Soon. Yeah, see you soon.
still soon.
Um, you've been saying on Canada, on United States, but for countries, every
In,
country is in always.
okay. In United
So
States,
there's
in
no
Canada.
confusion with this.
Yes. In Canada, it was difficult for me to understand the people. Mm, maybe you are stuck in my screen. Oh my god, I had a problem with my internet. Just a second.
Hey, are you back?
Yes, I had a
Sorry.
problem with my internet. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. It happened
Okay.
also with another student, and I'm like, oh no, maybe it's my internet.
Yes. The internet is not good for us here in Brazil.
Mm,
Yes.
yeah.
And
Some. Where do you live?
I live in Santa Catarina, do you know? South Brazil.
Yeah.
And I live in a farm.
Ooh.
And so because that internet's not so good here.
Why do you
Yeah.
live in a farm?
Because I like Brazil, the most part of Brazilian people, um they um I don't know the correct word, they argument, no, they don't like it to live in Brazil because Brazil is dangerous. Brazil had a lot of a
Well, they
problem.
complain.
Complain, yes, they complain about Brazil. And I usually say Brazil is not bad at all. There are some places in Brazil that's really good to live, and because that I choose
It's
to
not.
live in a farm.
When
Yes,
you say
I
at all, it means not at all. Like it's perfect. So in this case, Brazil is not all bad.
it's not all bad. Okay,
Hmm.
Brazil is not all bad. There are lots of um, good place to
Safe,
live in
calm
Brazil.
places. Well, it's such a big
Yeah.
country.
Yes. For
Imagine.
example, where I live is not dangerous, is really safe. The cost of a life is okay.
Great.
Yeah. There is no facilities, some like
Hmm.
in shopping centers, lots of
How
supermarkets.
far is the closest city to you, to your farm?
Do you know Joinville? Florianópolis?
Yes. Hmm.
Florianópolis. I live in 200 kilometers from Florianópolis.
That's
Yes.
far. Is
It's
that
a little
that's the
bit.
closest city?
Yes, for us it's close because Brazil is really big. For example, São Paulo from my home is
Hmm.
600 kilometers. And do you know Bahia?
Hmm.
Bahia is 3,000
I know. No, I know the
kilometers.
distances are even in America it's like that. But I'm saying it's to live 3 hours away from the closest city or two and
Ah,
a half
okay.
hours is far.
Yes, but the Florianopolis is one of the most um, new city that a lot of people knows.
Well
New,
known, well known,
well
well
known,
known.
well known is the Florianopolis is well known, but the biggest city of my state is Joinville,
Hmm.
and I live 20 kilometers from Joinville.
Oh, so you didn't understand my question. My question was, what? How far is the closest city to you? Not the biggest,
Ah,
the
okay, okay.
closest to
Ah,
you.
okay. Yes, Joinville, 20,
Oh, that
15
that makes
kilometers.
a lot more sense. I mean, can you
Yes,
imagine living 200 kilometers from the next city?
yeah. For
That's not
example,
great.
to go to a hospital that I had a security plan is 15 minutes.
That's what I was wondering about mainly, like an emergency hospital.
Yeah,
Oh, I mean, you're very close to a big city, to a city. You can go to the movie theater, you can go to the supermarket, to the mall.
yeah.
In 30
Because
minutes, you're
I
there.
live in a small farm, but it's I don't know the word in English, but maybe suburb. The
It's
region,
a suburb. Hmm.
the suburb, is not in downtown. Is the suburb
It's part of a suburb, of
of
course.
a yes.
So there is a little, like a town near your farm where you can go and buy different things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I won't
Yeah.
know the name of the town, but there's probably a bigger town with a little bit of a downtown area where there's shops. Because your
Yeah.
farm, there's no, what kind of farm is it? Cattle or crops?
No, yeah, it's a small farm. For example, because here for I in Brazil there is different names according the size of the farm.
According
But
to, okay.
in English I know just the word farm. But I
Mm.
live in not a big farm that has animals, bulls, cows. No, in a small farm where I have space to not to take care animals, but to plant some salads, some vegetables. Okay,
What
maybe
is the
it's
name
a
of this small farm?
I don't know in English. Maybe cottage, cottage.
What's the name in Portuguese?
In Portuguese is sítio.
Could you type it for me?
Okay.
Sitio.
Where do you live in United States? Do you live in United States?
No, I live in Turkey.
Ah, in Turkey. Okay. But
Mm.
are you from United States?
Yeah, California.
Oh, California.
Hmm. So it's a site. Sitio just means place, right? Sitio. So,
Yeah.
well, in
But
Spanish anyway.
site is site is from internet, no?
A website, but a
Website.
site can also be any kind of site, any kind of place.
Okay. So I can say that I live in a site.
No, it doesn't apply to farms. It just means a site. Hmm. It's more like the same meaning as place,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't specify any kind of place. It's just general.
Mm-hmm.
But you live in a small farm, very small farm, I guess.
Small farm. Because
Mm.
I am among um the forest,
Oh,
the
beautiful. The
jungle.
jungle.
Among the
Mm,
jungle.
that's amazing. So
Yeah.
you would say that I have a plot of land in the jungle. I have a plot
Ah, okay.
of land. So
Mm-hmm.
it's yours or your family's? Who's
Plot. Mm-hmm. Spot. Is it possible to spot?
not for
No.
this? You wouldn't say I have a spot in the jungle. No. I have a property in the jungle.
Mm-hmm.
Small property. Property means like land,
Mm-hmm.
terreno.
And what about cottage?
Cottage means the building.
Cottage.
It's a
The
building,
building.
not the land. A cottage is a
Oh.
small house with nice roof and cute and like England type of thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not doesn't mean that you have land around.
Okay.
Hmm. So do you have a little cottage in this land, in this piece of land?
Not so, not little. Normal house. Not so big, but not little.
But
Because my
why do you
office,
call it cottage? Because cottage gives you the idea of small.
yeah, because I was searching the name of how can I say sitio in English, and
No. But
Google suggest me cottage.
it's probably not the official Portuguese word. It's probably what people call it, but I don't think it's the official word for this kind of place,
Okay.
even in Portuguese.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's a regional way of calling this situation, this part of. So if it's a big house, you would say villa, a villa.
A
If it's
villa.
if it's a normal house, you would just a house or a home.
A house.
And if
Yes,
it's a small house, very cute, it would be a cottage.
a cottage.
But it
So I
has to
have
be
a.
like well taken care of to be a cottage,
Mm-hmm.
like a nice.
Mm-hmm. So I just have a house in a plot of land among the jungle.
So nice. Are there animals around you, like monkeys or something?
Monks, no, but yes, there is a lot of animals, of wild animals.
What kind?
Yeah, yes.
Snakes?